the game still is what they've been hoping for before the game kicked off.
Yeah, I agree. It felt like the first 20 minutes was a 0-0 battering, really. Honestly, Manchester United were all over the place. The shape, I didn't understand what they were trying to do. It looked like a 4-3. Cristiano, Martial up front, and Jadon Sancho on the right-hand side. They left the left-hand side completely free, and Fred was having to get that out there all the time. It wasn't until after about 21, 22 minutes, I think it was, when they brought Martial out to the left-hand side, that the shape changed, and they did seem to get a little bit of control. But the quality of play has to be better in the middle of the pitch. When you've got players at a pace of Martial on one side, Sancho on the other side, you've got to use that.
Jadon looks good. Jadon looks sharp. Jadon looks like something can happen every time he gets it. But otherwise, I think both teams look like they started the game. They play for a draw, and it feels like that. I think United, with the team selection, don't want to lose the game, and they played a bit like that way in the first half. But look, they've conceded a ton of goals, and they've got a clean sheet so far. So that's a positive. Plus, you can bring Marcus off the bench. You can bring Fernandes off the bench. The game's there to be won. That's for sure.
But also the opponents are there to be dangerous, and we know they're good at home, and they've had some chances. It felt early on with De Gea making saves and Cristiano having the odd chance, like we've been here before.
Yeah, and at no time in the game did I feel completely comfortable when Villareal had the ball. And you see here, when they get in and around these areas, they are willing to shoot, and David De Gea called upon a few times in this half to make sure that the ball keeps out of the net.
Again, there was just no urgency about the team, was there? Like, no closing down, no urgency to go and stop the other team playing.
Still quite easy to get through, aren't they?
Easy to play against. So that was the first 20 minutes. I think the shape did change a little bit. And look, these are saves David should be making. There's no doubt about that. They're decent chances, but really David should be saving these chances.
What do you want to see in the second half from United, Owen?
Probably just a bit more urgency, you know, a bit more energy, a bit more pressing. You know, I think David made a few saves there. I think Carlos will change it in the second half. I think he'll tweak it. I think he'll get some more attacking players on the pitch. Again, I think the game's there to be won, you know, and that's tough against a team like Villareal, but they could score in the second half as well. So I'm sure we'll get a better second half.
I hope so. It's not been a great spectacle, has it?
Well, it's been a bore draw, but we'd look to see some improvements after a bit of rousing talk from Michael Carrick at half-time.
We shall see what happens. After 2 clean sheets in just 25, perhaps Owen's right, a clean sheet itself would actually be a success this evening for Manchester United. 0-0 at the break. If it stays this way and they get a draw and the other game in the group ends a draw, they'll be through anyway, so it will, in many ways, be job done. But it's not been great. Sense of deja vu, and the second half is next.
Congratulating Fred, played a part in both the goals in pressing really well. David De Gea has to take some credit because he pulled off 2 or 3 fantastic saves. But this game was about no frills, discipline, and they had a plan. And they're the things we've been asking for weeks and weeks and weeks, and today they had it. Again, this wasn't a performance of beautiful fairy tale imaginative football that you looked at and thought, oh, this was fantastic, beautiful football we can all eulogise about. It was roll your sleeves up, get into positions and be there and be hard to beat. And they've done that today. And then when you've got the players that they've got up front who can be opportunistic at times, they can score goals and finish things off, you're in with a chance. Yeah,
I think Rio summed it up perfectly. I thought the first 20 minutes were a little bit shaky, a little bit all over the place. But as soon as we moved Martial into that left-hand side, I thought the discipline was there, the team shape was there. And you know what? It's not easy going to these places. Rio said at half-time, it's not easy going to these places, getting a result. And we won many games in that way. Just staying in the game, sticking to it, and you know at some point, whether it's lads who are on the pitch already, or you bring people on the bench, you're always going to have quality to score goals. And this might be a way of Manchester United playing. You can see them doing the same against Chelsea on Sunday, although it's still against a lot better opposition, don't get me wrong. Yeah. But that type of system, that type of way of playing, will be something he sticks with.
And the uproar, the noise, the media scrutiny, the emotion of the players having lost their manager and had someone else in charge this evening. It was just tonight, it was about getting this result, getting through to the knockout stages.
Yeah, look, even if it's not as pretty as you'd like it to be, get the job done. You know, that's what sport is at our level. Sport, get the job done. Eventually they can make it pretty, but I think David made some big saves, which is important for them. I think they started the game to get a draw. And then, obviously, the game was there to be won. We said at half-time the game was there to be won. And you bring on Bruno, you bring on Marcus with Cristiano. Jadon was the best player on the pitch. Jadon looked like the Jadon that we saw at Dortmund at times that could win a game. So I think for Carragher, that is a huge moment, really, because defensively they've been all over the gaff. There's only 2 teams that Premier League conceded more. So to keep a clean sheet here is huge. And as Rhys said, with the attackers they have, they're going to score goals all the time.
Yeah. Of course, what it doesn't do is it doesn't answer the myriad of questions such as should it be an interim manager? Should the full-time replacement come in now? Is the hierarchy at Manchester United fit for purpose? Should it be more about football and less about finance at the very top of the football club? But we will answer all those questions because we're going to be live here until 8:30 this evening, talking to our three guests who know so much about this great football club. So if you want to join in the conversation, you can ping us a message on Twitter, across social media. You can also now WhatsApp us as well. But we're going to be talking Manchester United and working out exactly where they go next until 8:30 this evening. But of course, it's a good start, isn't it? They've qualified for the knockout stages. We'll hear from Michael Carrick as well before too long. But so much more still to come across BT Sport this evening. We're going to review the best of the action. We're going to discuss the big talking points in the Champions League from 10:30 tonight on BT Sport 2, as well as that on BT Sport 3. We've got the premiere of our latest film.
He's the first player to score for an English side in the Champions League in their first 5 Champions League games of a season. Of course, he was going to set another record tonight. And then late on in the game, Jadon Sancho scored his first goal for Manchester United. What a time to do it. And that result would have given them so much confidence. They have now qualified for the